What's up, guys? Chooch coming at you from Frisco, Colorado, out here cruising on the B-Gold EXN. And this thing's outfitted with I got the Clark pedals on here, got the side pads, red trails, jump pads in the white, and I'm gonna be going over to Breckenridge actually. But you gotta stay tuned for the full ride over there. We're gonna be I know you guys love the road riding stuff, and I don't really get to do it too terribly much. But when I do, I really like riding like roads like this, where it's not quite as populated like as city roads and stuff. You can really still rip around and get that high speed up on it, and have some fun with it. One thing you see me kind of playing around with on the V-Goat EXN that I never really got to play with too much, that I actually just caught myself kind of naturally doing in the race, was putting my hand on the front of it right there. You see it as almost a tripod effect. Now, the first time I ever really noticed myself doing this was on the Veteran Sherman at Apple Valley Speedway when we were doing the heat races out there. I was trying the Sherman out, and I would always, whenever I'd go into one of those really, really tight hairpins right before that backstretch, I would always grab that roll bar on the front of the Sherman, and I'd pull, and it would just give me like just one more point of contact to create. It would make it to where it wouldn't wobble out of those corners, because you really got to lean on that thing almost in an awkward way, man, because we were going hard on that racetrack, and you got to lean with everything you have on these power pads coming out of those corners, and it can be awkward, man, because that is a heavy machine, and with you leaning all your weight forward like that, and it taking a second for that inertia to build up, it can be awkward. It'll kind of do a little dance, a little shimmy a little bit. And I noticed that one thing that really helped with that was just adding an extra point of contact with that hand on that roll bar on the front. And it's the weirdest thing in the world, because it's like, dude, it feels like it feels like you're trying to steer it like handlebars. And it's like, well, at that point, why wouldn't you just be on a motorcycle with two wheels if you're trying to steer the thing like handlebars? But it's a very unique feeling, and it's so much fun with this thing, and you can really get into the corners with it. And I've adapted now on the EXN to do the same thing. There's no really roll bar on the front, but you can just place a palm on it lightly, right on the front right there. Just place a palm on it, and be careful, guys, and make sure you're not going to be putting your hand on the power button or anything. The power button's up way farther, up top. So where you're going to be putting your hand if you're going to be doing this, and the only reason you'd be doing this is high speed stuff on like the back stretch, on windy, really high speed stuff where you're really leaning into it going, and then powering out of corners. You can really put that hand on there to decrease those wobbles. You see me, I got some wobbles right there, and I still do get wobbles, guys. If you're getting wobbles every now and then, if you still get a little flare up of speed wobbles or anything like that, it just happens. You learn how they feel and whatnot, and sometimes it's almost like they're gonna happen. Like if you ride a lot, you almost kind of know they're gonna happen, and when they do, it's really no big deal at all. It's just kind of the dynamics of what it's doing. You'll see a lot of the times I'll get wobbles on this one whenever I'm slowing down. Whenever I'm slowing down really, really hard, and I don't put in that flare, that ski stop flare, like trying to go kind of sideways when I'm leaning back, and I just try to put all my weight directly back in a straight line. That's when I get the wobbles. So that technique of kind of putting that ski stop in there, how you'll come in on a pair of skis, like on an actual snow ski slope, and you'll not pizza wedge it, but you'll kind of slide sideways. That's one thing that'll really help you whenever you're stopping. If you can kind of put in that deliberate angle in there, you're controlling the wheel as opposed to it controlling you. Just you putting that deliberate angle to it helps a lot. You see that right back there, guys. That speed bump almost threw me on the ground. I was really getting it through this little neighborhood right here, just playing around with the different dynamics of this EXN. And I'm still learning this wheel, guys. Every day I try just different stuff on it, different acceleration patterns, just the way I lean on it, everything. The power pad set up, always changing it a little bit. But that speed bump back there about got me, guys. If you rewind and look at that, that thing almost threw me on the ground, man. Like I didn't see it. It had no paint on the speed bump. And guys, be careful about that type of stuff because these wheels, you can really on a 15 mile per hour neighborhood or whatever. You're not really a car. You might, want to speed up and have a little bit of fun on it. But those speed bumps that don't have the paint on it, be really careful about those because they do exist. And that's happened to me. That's not the first time that's happened to me. I hit one of those speed bumps one time. It was down in Denver, and I was going through it was one of the high school parking lots, I think like East High School, and I was ripping through one of the parking lots, and I didn't see the speed bump, and I was on the King Song 18XL, and I busted it, dude. I literally launched myself off that thing onto the ground, and it's just last second I saw that speed bump, and it was before we had power pads on the wheels, and before we had spiked pedals. And so there was just nothing to grab onto. There's literally nothing. It's just that speed bump, you hit it, and it launched me, dude. Like, just threw me up in the air, and then the wheel just no good, dude. No good. Since we've come a long way, guys, like with power pads and stuff like that, if you're riding a wheel without power pads on it still, man, unless it's like a low powered wheel like a 16S or even something like, if you're riding a high-powered wheel, a heavy high-powered wheel without power pads still, you're crazy. You are honestly crazy because there's been so many scenarios where I've just saved it because I have that extra grip of those spike pedals and that extra leverage of the power pads. It just even sometimes, man, it's just a toe, just one little toe I can grab under one of those power pads. This the difference of dropping it and crashing or either staying on it. And I'm telling you, those power pads help so much, man, for even just the weird little takeoff points and everything. Getting used to it will take you about a week and a half if you've never used locked in pads like this. But after that week and a half, you'll never go back. You will never go back ever. And if you try to ride without them, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's just those awkward little takeoffs, everything like that. They can all be really, really helped by having these. And I think even for a new rider, getting used to them as quick as possible is a good thing. And if y'all want to pick up these pads right here like I use, I really like these for the tendon on the back. For the, I guess it's the Achilles tendon right there on the back of your heel. These meshed really well with that, guys. And a lot of the other pads dug into that. And these just feel really good. The Red Trails by side pads, I really like these. The Red Trails XL jump pads. Use code CHOOCH10 for 10% off on them. But we're heading down over here to Lake Dillon. This is honestly just one of my favorite spots. If I could get up here a lot more during the summer, it would be nice because it's usually about 20 degrees cooler up here in the summertime than it is down in Denver. You're up here, I think, at about 9,000 feet of elevation, 9 to 10,000, and it just feels good, man. It really does feel good outside up here. Guys, so I'm filming the coolest thing, or I'm working on the video for like the coolest little device. It's called the drill paddle, and I did a video in the past, but it wasn't the best video in the world of it. But I got a paddle board, and I got an impact driver with a drill attach. It has basically a trolling motor attachment to an impact driver. Check it out. And dude, this thing is so much fun. You can just scoot across lakes, having a blast. The review is going to be up. Full review on that thing is going to be up soon. Check it out if y'all get the chance. That thing is ridiculous. You can just sit on the paddle board, man, and just sit out there with the freaking impact driver and drill batteries in the bag, just cruising it. And I think I could get like 2 miles out of one standard drill battery. Out of the batteries that like the Ryobi ones that are for vacuum cleaners, you can get like 4 miles out of one of the Ryobi vacuum cleaner batteries. So that thing's awesome. That's pretty cool, man. Good times ripping that around. And I tried it in a float last year, and it didn't work too well. But the paddleboard, it sends, dude. It actually, like, you saw that. It was moving on the paddleboard because it actually can track well because the paddleboard has fins, and the raft just went wherever it wanted to. You see, cruising on the bike path over here, B-Goat EXN, man, this wheel has been performing great. Absolutely no problems on it. It's been just phenomenal. Literally just phenomenal. No hiccups at all. No sound in the bearings. Literally no signs of any problems at all. I don't even know how many miles I have on it. I haven't even looked at the app. I've just been ripping this thing, guys. Recently put the angle on the pedals all the way to where you can like ride this thing in skate park bowls around berms. That has been a game changer. So much fun. I got more video coming on that. I'm working my way up to getting used to it because I've been so scared for so many years of the cutoff angle, riding around berms and everything like that, that even knowing that this thing has the potential to do that now, that it's weird, man. It's like working into it. But I feel like the more I do it, working into that and just being able to send it around these berms, understanding what this thing can do, it's going to be epic. Anyways, guys, you can pick up this wheel right now from Alien Rides in the high speed version and the high torque version. I got the link right below for you guys. If you use those links, it helps the channel out and keeps me being able to make awesome content and go on rides and keep doing what I love for you guys. Rev Rides may have these back in stock soon. E-Rides definitely has them in stock right now for anybody in the UK. International sales outside of the USA, use E-Rides code CHOOCH5 for 5% off. And pre-orders for the Sherman, the S20 Eagle, and the B-Goat Hero are live right in the link below as well. If y'all enjoyed the video, throw a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all in the next one.